Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Lada from astrolada.com. Thank you for joining me for the first weekly horoscope for 2018. And I'm going to speak a little bit about the whole 2018 as well. And the energy that we start, the material new year, because there is an astro new year and spiritual new year. The astro new year starts on the first day of spring, of course. As we know, this is how ancient cultures celebrated that. While the spiritual new year starts with the rising of Sirius, and that's around the 19th of August nowadays. So there are three different, and the physical year starts on the 1st of January, as we know. So we have to look at the astrology of all those important days to see how the year, what the feeling of the year will be ahead. And I will walk you through all of that. We'll make predictions for each of the 12 signs, how they're starting this week, because it's going to give you signs about what you're doing practically and materially, because the start of the physical year for the next 1 year, what energy is the whole year under influence. And we're starting with a powerful super full moon in Cancer. How is that going to affect each of the 12 signs individually? And full moons are about making decisions and letting something go and seeing the results of our actions from the past. So we'll walk you from all of that. And of course, we have a fantastic, powerful Jupiter-Mars conjunction in Scorpio the whole of the week. It's very close, so we're going to speak about each sign, how it's going to influence you. And before that, just very quickly, there is a few more days left of the big sales that Astrolab is doing on webinars and courses. Some of them are down 50%, most are 30% down. It's once in a year, such big sale, flash sale that I'm doing. And you can stock up on your astrology knowledge and predictions for the future. And we have so many different webinars and courses. Check them out. Now let's walk you through the year 2018. I advise you, stay with me throughout the whole video. I'll try to be as entertaining and as clear as possible, because many people just jump to see, they read their sun sign and they're like, astrology is bullshit, it doesn't work. But you need to get the feel of the whole month, the whole the whole week. We're going to talk about the general in a very practical way, the general influences, and then you can listen to your sun, moon, and ascendant signs. So now let's see. The new year on the 1st of January starts with a super full moon in Cancer. Extremely, Cancer is the most this is the sign of the moon, where the moon feels like a queen. It's at home. The moon is the queen of the night, and she's on the throne. And super feminine energy. But this is not the feminine energy of, you know, I am a princess, I'm so vulnerable. This is I am a queen feminine energy. I am a matriarch. I am, people will follow me. I'm charismatic. This is the power of the moon when it's strong in Cancer. But very strong feminine energy, still feminine bends, is flexible. Plus, the year 2018 numerologically, if you put the numbers together, 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 8 is 11. So 11, and you put 1 plus 1, this is how numerology rules. You reduce all the numbers to 1 only. The whole year, the energy of the whole year is number 2. Number 2 is the number of the moon. So we're starting with a double moon, super full moon in Cancer. This is the moon where it's the strongest. So this is like the strongest, and it's closest to the Earth. That's why it's called super full moon, because it's in its closest path around the Earth. So it becomes much more powerful. Tides are higher, emotions run higher when there's a super full moon. Even doctors and nurses know that during every full moon, people become more emotional. They're more blood runs out, you know, more liquids and more. If there is like a wound, the blood will not be able to stop so easily, because the moon rules the blood and all liquids in the body. And that they have to be more busy in the ER, because people go a bit nutty and potty and maybe overdrink as well. And I advise you, the New Year's Eve and the first few days of 2018 are under the influence of a full moon, which is super emotional full moon. It's in the sign of Cancer, of drinking as well, and liquid, so people can overdo it. Plus, when there is a full moon a few days around it, people are extra emotional. People are more open to the invisible world and open to entities attaching to themselves. The moon, when it's full, makes you much more psychic because the moon is in its full potential. And the moon is the subconscious, the astral, the invisible, the soul. So we become like antennas for catching up astral influences, soaking up feelings, especially full moon in Cancer, in the sign of feelings, So we become like a big ball of powerful, intense feelings. We can use them for good, or we can use them to get ourselves silly drunk or high on drugs or whatever, and invite astral beings, to take over us and for us to do crazy stuff. Or we can use it, this powerful force of nature emotionally to take a powerful emotional decision. Because when do we act? We act when something excites our emotions on a deep level. It might be in a negative, it might be in a positive way, but emotions are the driving force. Emotions, like what his name says, it's motion. Because the moon, remember, in Cancer rule emotions. Motion. So emotions put us into motion. They put us into action. So we're having this super emotional time that we can utilize to make some important decisions, to set, and especially full moons are about realizing something and releasing something and deciding to let go of something. And because it's feminine energies, the moon, we're very flexible. Male energy, like the sun, the number one, masculine signs, they are unbendable. They like a horse with blinkers. They have one goal and that's it. They'll just go use their mind, use their skills to get there. When the energy is so feminine, like the start of this year, and believe me, the whole year will have such an energy, especially on the practical material side, because this is the first day, even though it's decided by humans is the first day, but because we give it such an important symbolical meaning as the first day, there is no like important like solar eclipse, solar solstice or something, but we've humans said this is the start of the year, the material year, so that's gonna the start's gonna imprint on the rest of the year. So as I said, this feminine energy is about bending, is about, it sounds horrible, but it's about flexibility, because female energy is flexible, it's accommodating, it's very clever. Male energy will go and bang his head at the same wall until it gets what it wants. Last year was extremely masculine. 2017, you see also with the President Trump, very masculine, strong, everything was, people were very strong about their opinions, they were clashing, people were undertaking a lot of, because it was number one, it's masculine, plus Saturn and Jupiter, the two planets of executors of fate that control social events, overall were in masculine signs. They were in Sagittarius and Libra. The year was number one, the year of the sun, or the masculine number, a lot of planets in masculine signs. So it was time for initiations, for new beginnings, but also being very unbending, building new foundations of some sort, maybe fighting some fight. And 2018 starts with a very feminine energy, but it's strong feminine energy. And it's a year, much more a year of women, a year of people that have developed the healthier side of feminine qualities, which is flexibility, which is adjustability, which is, instead of going and banging your head directly and saying, you do that, or I want this, or, you do it cleverly. How do women act? They're the weaker sex, but they are the cleverer sex. They do it in a more subtle, gentle way. They're kind of willing to wait out, just like water. Water is way more powerful, but over time, water can erode whole continents, whole rocks. You can bang around with a knife, with a hammer, like the masculine way, but water will do it. Will dissolve that rock in its nature, in its feminine embrace. So it's extremely powerful energy, but it's done in a subtle way, in a clever way. So this is my advice for you the whole year. And the moon is very much, in ancient astrology, said the moon is lovesick. Our hearts will be lovesick this year. And starting especially the first week, what does it mean? Because the whole year is the year of the moon. You know, number 2 rules the moon. Number 1 is the sun. One God, you know, the divinity, the center. The moon reflects the light of the sun, is the spouse of the sun, number 2. And 2 is about relationship, just like moon is about bonding, emotional bonding and relationships. So this year it will be very important for us to bond with others, to make bridges, to be clever rather than go and fight with people, to make partnerships. This is my baby. He's being watched. My mother-in-law is there. Very strong moon in Cancer lady. Fantastic nurse. She's taking care of him. So don't worry, guys. Baby's fine. He's just loud. And his second tooth is coming out. So number 2, you know, feminine, powerful feminine energy. It's about building relationship, building blocks. Also, it's going to be good for relationships overall this year, guys. You know, if you started relationship, you can stabilize them long term, or business partnerships, and bonding your power with others, because the strength of female strength is using the resources available, not using others necessarily, but also, yeah, instead of trying to do it on their own, like the sun does everything on their own, you know. What does the moon do? She reflects the sunlight and she shines like a queen. She doesn't have to have her own light. So do something similar this year. This is a winning success strategy. And also the first week of the year, because we're starting with very powerful feminine energy. Most of the planets are in female signs, in Capricorn, in Scorpio, in Pisces, you know, and Cancer, of course, the moon is there. So it's very healing. And the moon is healing. What does moon rule? Water. It's healing us. Water washes away the dirt from us. And the feminine energy, what else does it do? The whole 2018 is very feminine. It starts with the most feminine full moon. It's under the influence of number 2. Most of the important planets, Jupiter and Saturn, that define the social development of the world, the karmas of the world, are in water and earth sign, again feminine sign, but they're very strong water and earth sign. Capricorn and Scorpio, they're not the wussy ones. They're the ones that it's like, as I keep repeating, like a matriarch strength, or one that wants to preserve the status quo, that wants to build upon, Capricorn wants to build upon already established foundations, to strengthen them, to create bigger walls, bigger, stronger foundations in life. So, and Scorpio is, of course, having focus as well. It's about applying your willpower and cunning as well. Scorpio is very cunning. It's very strategic. Scorpio rules, for example, not like crazy areas like attack, like Viking one. No, it's strategy. You deliberate, you think about it. How do you do? Scorpio is the night sign of Mars, which is a military planet of action, but our actions are ruled by clever manipulations, and not in a negative way, by subtly psychological decisions, by it's ruled by preparation, by Scorpio doesn't act immediately, just takes its time. So Scorpio Capricorn energies, the year starts like that, the whole year continues like that. Feminine energies, as I said, these powerful emotions that the full moon will generate on the first day of New Year can trigger us into basically making important New Year's resolutions. But because it is a full moon, it's more like of the nature of deciding to release something, or deciding to let go of something, because after that, it's not only on the first that this full moon is going to influence you. Again, I think this full moon is going to impact the whole year, because it's on the first day of the year. It's very symbolic. And a very important, what does it mean? Very important emotional decision you make now, the first 2 weeks of 2018, because the full moon has an influence for 2 weeks. It will be, of course, most potent around the first, maybe a few days before, maybe 2-3 days after. So the first week of 2018. And that's why I put this picture here, because it's full moon in Cancer. Cancer rules family. Family will be so important in 2018. Building foundations, creating security in your family, creating security in your life, following your emotional needs and understanding what they are. 2017 was about making new paths in your life, making new beginnings. Number one, powerful masculine energy, fighting for something. 2018 is feminine moon energy, protecting what you have, appreciating the resources and available skills or knowledge or whatever is and resources around you, and taking them and making something out of them, something productive, something protective, something materially beneficial out of them. That's the energy of the moon. That's the moon does not go to create new things. It looks what the resources are. And I'll tell you, your best strategy for 2018 is, instead of trying to think of something totally new to start, well, of course, individual people might have totally new things to start. But generally, instead of thinking about that, focus on be receptive. What are the options around you? You might want a new job. Instead of going like, oh, every job that, I want this job, I'm going to go after it. Be receptive. Maybe someone is offering you another position, or maybe something will open up. So first, wait out, see what the opportunities around you, because moon responds to opportunities. Moon is receptive. It receives the light of the sun the same way. Be receptive. Or say you want a new partner, and it's kind of, or be receptive. Maybe if the opportunity can appear there, rather than going there night after night in a bar trying to meet someone, going chatting up girls or guys or whatever, I want to be with you, or now I want a relationship. Or instead of that, state your options, see what your options are. Something will appear, because moon opportunities come for well-being with this feminine energy. We attract them rather than go fight for them. We're like magnets. So the whole year is much more magnetic with all those feminine energies. So stay receptive to what is around us and make use of those resources to the best of your abilities. And this full moon, very feminine, very receptive, be flexible as well. There will be changing circumstances. Oh my God, there will be. But this year requires you to be very flexible. 2017 was requiring you, with the number one and masculine energy, actually to stand on your ground, to be kind of focused and unbending, and not to change direction, or how do I say it? To do it according to your will. Now 2018, flexible, clever, strategic, feminine, sexy, and pay attention to your needs. The moon is what our deep emotional needs are. This lunar year 2018, starting with the full moon in Cancer. Family and priorities can be much more favored. Priorities regarding family in your personal life, or if you don't have still a family. Many people, I think this year will be extremely powerful to settle down, to start family, children, to buy properties as well. The moon rules property, homes. This will be very important year for property and people that, if you always wanted to possess a home or property, if you always wanted to be on the real estate, or to do something with your real estate, relocate, move, this year will be extremely helpful in that direction. And because of its Cancer, because of its powerful moon energy. And even the first day starts with the moon to show you, I am the queen of this year, and whatever I rule, I'm going to help you with. And I'm super full. And the moon also, if you don't have your own family, this means paying attention to your feelings. Going from the head, which 2017 was much more being in the head, implants there, acting with willpower, now going down here. Cancer is a feeling sign of emotions, paying attention to your needs, going a bit within, seeing what your needs are. Maybe you want to be a CEO of a company or something, but you're not paying attention to your true feelings, and your true feelings are telling you, settle down first, or take care of your parents first, or create a little community around you, relocate to the right place, and then this dream you're pursuing will come. Or maybe you've already achieved some, goal of yours, and this inner heart and the need and the energy of the moon and number two is telling you, now take care of it like a mom would take care of it, like a family. Protect walls around it, grow it emotionally, nurture it. It's a nurturing year, nurturing the soul, nurturing people around us, creating the relationships. Love too is not one and one plus one is two. Love is much more favored, and such delights of the heart and the soul. And as I said, ancient Vedic astrology says that the moon is lovesick, because the moon longs to bond with someone. The moon longs to be part of someone, of something, whether it's a relationship, a family, you know, a close-knit community of some sort. The moon longs, has those needs. That's why it's lovesick. It wants feelings, it wants emotions. And this is what is helping us the most this year. If we're just ruthless business cutthroat people, or just that's how we're used to doing things, this year is not going to be supportive to us. We have to be clever, but not in a manipulative way clever. We have to be respectful of other people's feelings. It's a year of building emotional intelligence as well. The moon and Cancer rule that. Number 2 is about understanding the needs of others and being clever. If you feel that someone is not in a good mood, you're not going to go approach them and ask something from them. You'd learn to hone this year those emotions when you understand what someone wants and what you can give them at the right time. Emotionally intelligent people are the most successful people. It's not the most ruthless, most ambitious. No, it's first of all who survives. The most adaptable people. Moon rules adaptability, so does Cancer. It rules evolution, adaptability. It's not the strongest is the most adaptable that win. And this year is very adaptable in energy. So people that will make it on the top, that will succeed the most this year, they're adaptable, they listen to the feelings of others, they create relationships, they create bonds, they create emotional connection between people. They don't make a just business feeling around them, or just let's go after this goal. They create a sense of home. They create a sense of belonging, of emotional connectivity, and bringing out those values of family, of connection, of fulfilling the needs of others, of caring the needs of others. No matter what business it is, you might be in Wall Street, but you still have to create such kind of an environment around you this year to help you be successful. Okay, so now let's see a little bit. I want to show you how this full moon looks. And just a second. Full moon. Do you see the chart here, guys? We have a kite formation, the most beautiful, the most healing formation ever. Plus, kite formation, look, it looks like a kite. It's very rare formation, by the way. Some people are actually lucky to be born with such formation. I'm one of those, so that's why I don't give the successes much to myself. It's kind of, there is a power helping me there. Most of the cases, you know, there's so many much better astrologers out there and skillful people. It's just people with a kite. Somehow they've made a contract or promise between the birth of their life that they will do some mission, and then paths open in front of them. The blue lines means opportunities that come to you easy, and talents that are part of you in a very easy way. You don't have to work to them. It just comes to you. So I feel blessed. It's nothing to do with me, to be honest. It's something that my soul made a contract to be supported. And actually it's been seen that when there's kite formations of people with kite formations in their horoscope, this very protective figure, they have more guardian angels, or more invisible helpers working with them. Psychics have noticed that, and cross-referencing, because they have some mission, those people, they're given more talents, and they're given, and again, they shouldn't feel lazy or proud about it. It's nothing. Maybe they worked hard for those in the past lifetimes, but they're kind of blessed in this lifetime, so they shouldn't just say, oh, I'm the best, you know. Something helps them and favors them a lot. They have a lot of guardian angels, more than others. So if you don't believe in guardian angels, like invisible protection of some sort, you know, it's just more entities around them, benevolent, that are trying to help them fulfill their goals. And some mission. So, and it's very healing. It's very beautiful. Look, the blue lines are easy energy, healing energy. And look, there is a grand trine. We call this figure grand trine in water with this full moon. Here, the moon is here. It's in Cancer. It's making a trine to Neptune and a trine to Jupiter and Mars. And there is the opposition that completes the kite with Sun, Venus, and Saturn. Powerful, all in female signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn. This is feminine energy, guys. The whole year starts with strong feminine energy. It means, like, as I said, we'll be exploring this year. It's much more about consolidating the resources, seeing what's available and making it more secure, appreciating it, growing it, rather than starting something fully, combining with others, collaborating with others. And the first week, we have a lot of healing happening. The first week, some powerful emotional decision that comes easy to us because it's all in water, the grand trine, makes us, can make us take some very important life decision. And what is the full moon about? You see, the full moon, this is the moon, it reflects the light of the sun. It means that something is being illuminated in our life. The moon is usually never fully seen unless it's a full moon. So the moon rules our subconscious, our consciousness, and the motivation and the things that we're not aware of. I'm going to stop that now. But I wanted you to see this beautiful figure, right? This most healing, helpful. So there's more protective energy around us at the start of this new year, as we said. And most of the time, the moon is here on the other side, and this creates Kala Sarpa Yoga because the north and south node are enclosing all the other planets within. So it means it's more karmic, more darker, more powerful negative energies have their influence. But now the moon comes and becomes super protective because it's out of this Kala Sarpa Yoga for a few days into 2018. And it's promising to protect us as well. And it's promising that some important emotional part that we're not aware of, some motivation or some emotional, some need that was subconscious or that we were not paying attention, that was not visible because the moon, it's always the subconscious. We don't see it much. We don't understand it. That's why the subconscious is our feelings words. We don't understand it. The moon gets illuminated just once a month so we can get some powerful insight into our subconscious, into a dark spot in our consciousness. So now, this happens with this super full moon, and there's like a even bigger, like imagine like a bright light shot in your dark consciousness or in your subconscious. Things that you were not aware of you become aware of now. So towards the beginning of 2018, you become aware of some important need in your life, and you make some emotional decision, because it's Cancer, based on powerful feelings to heal something from your life, to release, because of the grand water trine, something from your life, some pain, some hurt, something that is no longer necessary, for the water to wash it away. It's almost like, I'll describe it like Holy Spirit energy, grand trines. For me, that's how I see the Holy Spirit healing you. The Spirit of God, soul of God, is flowing through you. The Holy Spirit is very feminine to me, and flowing to you and healing you. And this year, setting your intention around the beginning of the year to have this healing, to release from you certain things, because full moon is something has come to the fullest fruition. It cannot grow anymore. And after that, it starts for the next 2 weeks to become smaller and smaller. But you make at the start of this an emotional decision based on very deep needs that you are not aware of, or maybe they were building up inside, and now you're like, that's it. It culminates. I'm making that decision. I'm going to release something from my life. I'm going to heal in some way. And also seeing the results of actions for the past 1 year, there was a new moon in Cancer 6 months ago. So maybe something you've been doing for the last 6 months, or maybe for the previous new moon a year and a half ago already. It has come to a time, or even 2.5 years ago, previous new moon in Cancer. It has come to a completion. It's coming to its end. It's coming to the fullest potential it can give. So now you're going to see the results of that full potential in a beautiful way, supported by all this water and earth energies with the kite formation. So it's very, you can have material manifestation, seeing the results of your actions, that of something you started in the past. So you can be reaping. It's reap time. You know, it's like they say, harvest full moon. Well, that's a harvest full moon for me. In your personal life, you know, in your personal life, something that you've done. And we're going to walk through each of the signs to see where you can reap positive results, where you can also have some very emotional decision to let go of something, and healing that happens in a powerful way throughout 2018 for you. Okay, so let's start with Aries, and make sure you check your sun, moon, and ascendant. You know, they manifest at different levels. The moon manifests emotionally. The sun manifests more in the mental world, in the through the power of your mind, and the ascendant is the material manifestation. So each one of those can play out in a different way in your life. So if you're an Aries, sun, moon, ascendant, especially ascendant, I always look so important, but the moon, if you go in ancient Vedic astrology and in India, they look at the moon because your inner world is much more important than what's actually the truth. You know, the truth might be that there might be way less red cars than blue cars, but if you're focused on red cars, all you'll see will be red cars. The reality is one, but actually your experience of reality, you go through the moon and you see just red cars. You know, I'm just giving you a silly example. You know, you say, oh, life is so hard and only bad things happen to me, and life is full of wonderful things. But if your moon perceives it that way, this is what you're going to experience. So check your moon, sun, and ascendant sign. So if you're Aries, this full moon in Cancer is happening in your 4th house. This super full moon that also gives the beginning of the whole year and the tone of the whole year. So, at least the next 2 weeks is going to affect you guys. The next 2 weeks, this full moon is going to affect you in some way emotionally, to reach some emotional decision. And for Aries, this is about your family. You reach some emotional realization, some truth, something you are not aware of, or some need in regards to your family comes to the surface that you become aware of, or some truth is illuminated in some way, or even some secret that was not clear about, and maybe some very emotional decision is being made in regards to your family life, and in regards to your, you might make a decision to relocate this year. You might make a decision to buy property. You might make a decision to, you know, to change or plan somehow to change something around your home, or you might make a decision, that's it, I'm settling that year, you know, make focus that this year you're going to release pains that are holding you back, that are stemming from your childhood, because the 4th house in Cancer rules the past memories that are locked within us, the genetic inheritance we have. So you might want to release pain and hurts in January now, related to your childhood, related to your family. You might have to let go of certain, you know, and not have to. You'll be helped in a healing way by this grand trine in water. So after that, and it's like meeting your needs. It's like having a decision this year to soothe your soul, to feed your soul, to heal your soul. And 4th house rules happiness. And that's authentic, real, emotional happiness. It's like, not like, oh, you kind of, I'm going to focus on happiness and just keep happy thoughts in me. It's more like it happens on an intrinsic gut level. You know, the 4th house in Cancer rules the gut, and for Aries, it falls in the 4th house. And, you know, all the happiness producing, 90% of the happiness producing bacteria that create serotonin or whatever comes from the stomach. It's not from the brain like we thought, it's from the stomach. So, and as we said, the stomach rules our emotional well-being. So you might make some decision, not even decision, something can happen to release you from emotional pain, some healing from the past to happen, to create more serotonin and good hormones in your life, to feel just content within this warm feeling inside the stomach. You know, when you cuddle up with, you know, a warm cup of cocoa by the fire, and you feel super relaxed and happy, you can get more of that. as the start of the new year, plus the whole year ahead, plus creating family values and all those things, and releasing and maybe seeing the results of some decisions you've made before, in regards to family, in regards to property, home, parents, mother. There might be a decision to, the emotional decision that you'll be a better mother, that you create better relationship with parents. But also, as I said, full moon is about letting something go, so some pain from the past, seeing the results and bringing to full fruition this year now, this ideal, because it's full moon, something that will give you, something that you will reap, something that you'll see the fullness of, in regards to family, in regards to emotional relationships, in regards to taking care of your needs, in regards to creating emotional happiness, in regards to real estate. Okay, if you're a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, this full moon is happening in your third house. It's about communications, writing, speaking. You might be seeing the completion of the results of some communications you started earlier, or some negotiations, or some collaboration with small group environment, as well, or the completion of some commercial business, and seeing third house rules commercial activities, administrative activities, writing, speaking, business transactions of any sort. So you might be seeing the results of that certain thing coming to fruition in the next 2 weeks. And actually the whole 2018, you might be kind of reaping some kind of rewards, because it sets the tone, this full moon, for the whole 2018. Might be seeing to fruition and to fullness and to completion some kind of commercial project, or some kind of skills that you've been developing. Third house is skills that allow you to feel emotionally more satisfied, because it's Cancer full moon after all, that allow you to feel more emotionally whole, and that allow you, third house rules also self-made wealth, to consolidate self-made wealth. So seeing to fruition the results of certain skills that you've been developing, something you might have been learning for a while, and now you can implement it full force, because the full moon allows full material manifestation. So some skills you've had, some commercial business activity you're working on, plus also it can be about, you might make a very emotional decision to have more fullness in your everyday contacts and relationships, 2018, to build bridges and communicate and create more associates, and create a fuller experience of a fuller, and especially more emotionally bonding. Third house is connections, relationships. They're not love relationships, like sexual relationships. They're relationships with bonding closer with siblings, with relatives, with neighbors, bonding closer with friends of some sorts, with some group, local group environment, also bonding closer with teammates, workmates, so you can have such emotional decision, and also to let go not support you emotionally, and to let go of skills or communications or daily interactions with others that don't support you emotionally. Plus there can be some fruition and seeing the results, maybe some trip that manifests and materializes. Full moon is about manifesting, also healing of some relationship, because it's this grand trine in water that's very healing of relationship with siblings, with relatives, with teammates, flatmates, and healing some kind of inadequacy that you might have in regards to your intelligence or your skills. Maybe in high school you are stuttering, and then you still have some hang-ups, and now this can allow you to release it, 2018, to heal it in some sort. Or maybe in your office people don't allow you to express yourself and to give you ideas fully, and you maybe started with your siblings talking over you, and you learn to be quieter and not to express your opinions, and not to, or to always double check everything you said. And now this moon can illuminate you about something. Why am I behaving like that? Why? It's stemming from the past. It's Cancer. It's connected emotionally somehow. Why am I now projecting this in my life and not allowing, when I have a great idea at work, I don't speak it up because I think it might sound stupid, or that people might not understand me, or that they might interrupt me. You can have some emotional realization why this is so you release it and let it go. With this full moon, and the whole 2018 can be healing process for your communications and in regards to your intelligence. somehow. Okay, if you're Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, the full moon is happening in your second house. You might see the fruition and the results now of some projects that you started before that give you material manifestation or more security. And this whole year can be very much of you trying, because it starts with the full moon there, so it puts a great lamp and lights on your second house throughout 2018, materially speaking, because that's the start of the material new year, as I said, that you can want to consolidate resources, that you want to create material security. But this material security will also bring you emotional security, because it's Cancer there. It's happening in Cancer, and Cancer is emotional sign, to assuage your fears, to make you feel more emotionally relaxed and happy. You can have like an emotional decision now that this year is the end of poverty. Or this year is I start appreciating myself more, and because I appreciate myself more, because second house also rules self-worth, I will attract the fullness, because it's a full moon, the fullness of what I'm worth, of my potential, the fullness of what I'm worth. So you can attract bigger, you can set a goal, for example, for 2018 to attract more money, to manifest, because of course full moon is about manifesting, to manifest more resources and to manifest more healthy, and to heal, because it's a full moon is healing in Cancer, to heal your ego from your self-worth, hurt self-worth. Maybe you were put down, maybe you've worked demeaning jobs and you don't feel worthy of more. Maybe you're, somehow your family was poor, you came from meager circumstances in a sort, so this made your self-worth less. Now you can heal that, you can let go of that pain, and you can allow the Holy Spirit to flow through you, to inspire you, so to speak, and to manifest fullness, or to see the results. And it's not only the first week of this, I know it's for the first week, but it actually affects the whole year, or at least in January, the whole January, to see the fullness and to manifest something materially, or to improve your self-worth, so you manifest something materially and you manifest more security in your life and see the full potential of that. Okay, then if you're Cancer, of course, it's happening in your sign, especially if it might be extremely important if you have your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant around the 11th degree where it's happening, which, that would be the 10th, the 9th degree. It can mean this year will be one of your fullest year. This year is, but anyone who is Cancer, anyway, they'll feel that. So Cancer, you're starting the year with the full moon in your sign, which means that you're manifesting a lot this year. Full moon is manifestation. The moon rules the material. The moon rules material. Whenever the moon is invisible, we can't manifest materially. When it's full and it's super full moon, we can give the highest potential materially around us. So Cancers, this year can be very much your year in a powerful way, for you to manifest and to satisfy powerful emotional needs, to realize what those emotional needs are, what makes you happy. Because Cancer is very concerned with what makes you happy. Cancer is very much concerned as well with their needs, and now you're going to become aware of them. Cancer is very much concerned with family. You're going to give priority to family. Everything that I said about this full moon matters for you. You're going to give priority to what gives you emotional happiness and satisfaction, and fulfill it. And you'll be able to see the results of it. So set this intention at the start of the new year, and also some powerful emotional realization that empowers you. The moon fills up, you fill up, and you're like, I'm powerful, I can do it, I can manifest it. To get the happiness I want, to give birth to fruit. It's not totally new beginnings that you're doing, but you're seeing the results also of your actions. You're seeing the results of your actions from previous years, and it might have been building already in you, those new qualities, those new, and now it just manifests. It's been building for some time in you. Whatever you're going to give birth to this year, it's going to be big, it's going to shine bright like the full moon. You're going to be led by your feelings very strongly, and you have to act in that feminine way. This is particularly important for you, what I said at the start of the video. The whole year is feminine. It starts with you, full moon in your sign. Flexibility, adaptability, being clever rather than banging, going fighting with others, being a bit more even, you know, private about what you're doing and planning strategically things. But you can manifest powerfully in family, in your whole personal life, in settling and getting emotional happiness, in achieving some long-term dream and goal of yours. The full moon allows this full manifestation as well. And it's gonna do it again because it's number 2 year and the moon is love sick, as we know. Do it through some kind of relationship as well, through some kind of bonding and partnerships of some sort. But it's like almost the projector. It's like the year starts with you being on the center stage with the projector. A full moon is like a projector, and you're on stage, and imagine all the 12 signs are there, but the projector is on you, and it's saying it's your year, Cancer. What are you going to make out of it? You can put yourself in the center, and from there, in feminine, in a more agreeable ways, in more nurturing ways, and not only for yourself, but for others as well, you can achieve long desired dreams. If you're Leo, it's happening in your 12th house. 12th house is a very hidden, secret house. Secrets, it's a subconscious. So we're putting a light with this full moon in Leo, in Cancer, in your subconscious. Some powerful intuitive realizations will be happening, like just like I have moon in Leo, I'll feel that subconsciously something, you might become aware of some subconscious motivation, or you might become aware of the emotional motivation behind some self-undoing habit, for example. 12th house is all actions that we do unconsciously that sabotages, that do self-undoing, that dissolve our power, so to speak. So there might be powerful realization about that. Full moon is about that. Also powerful decision to let go of that. Even if it's subconscious, sometimes it might be, even a full moon can make this process on a subconscious level. So Leos can have like a feeling like I'm willing to let go of something powerfully this year. And I'm going to do it by being gentle and loving to myself. I'm not going to do it in a harsh masculine way. As I said, the energy of the year is feminine. And I'm going to do it in a healing way. And I'm not even going to put the efforts in it. The universe will flow through me. The Holy Spirit of the Grand Trine in the water will flow through me and cleanse and purify. Because all the Grand Trine is happening in water signs for Leo, in the 8th, in the 4th, in the 12th. These are subconscious houses of the past, of things that we're subconsciously holding on to, some fears, paranoias, irrational. These are the things that are most difficult to change because we're not aware of them, because they're irrational, because no matter how much you repeat to yourself, I'm healthy or I'm rich. If you have fear from past lifetimes or some kind of subconscious fears about it, which are locked in the 12th, 8th, and 4th house, you're not moving forward. You cannot consciously deal with that. But now the planets come to, especially the first 2 weeks, the whole January actually, to make some powerful healing for you on the emotional, psychological level for things that are holding you back in the past, might be even connected to past lifetimes or to the past, that things you've forgotten for the past, to wash away those things with the healing energy of the water. And to allow you to stop self-sabotaging yourself, to stop those inner fears, and allow you to shine like the Leo that you are. So they'll be letting go of something. There will be a decision, conscious or subconscious, that it happens naturally, that you release something, that you release over the next 1 year, starting from January. Let go of self-undoing habits, of self-sabotaging beliefs that are almost on the subconscious level, or letting go of something that's stuck in, getting you stuck in the past. It might be a past life. Maybe, let's give you an example. You made a vow in the past lifetimes of chastity, so now you can't get any relationships, and you're like, why is that? Or a vow that you made, or maybe you died from hunger in the past lifetimes, and now you're overeating in this lifetime, and you don't know why, because it's compensation. Or you made vows for poverty, or you were very poor in the past lifetimes, and now you have this state of subconsciousness that everything is super not enough resources. So this is subconscious that we're not consciously aware of, fears that stem even from past lifetimes, is the 12th house. There's some powerful illumination that can happen to you in regards to past lives, in regards to early life experiences that might be undermining your ability to manifest in this life. So releasing, letting go, you know, and also 12th house about any kind of completions and endings. So you might be complete and taking a break as well. And you might become aware of you need to take a break in some sort to be more nurturing to your soul, the invisible part of the horoscope, the 12th house. And you might be given realizations at the start of 2018 and the whole 2018, how to nurture more your soul, how to nurture your spiritual needs, how to nurture and how to create a connection with your invisible guardian angels. The 12th house is there as well. We all have guides, invisible, that are there to help us, that are there to lead us. And you can create powerful emotional connections with them this year, starting already, or you might just have some powerful intuitive insights in your dream. 12th house rules the dream, the beginning of January, and the whole 2018 as well, you know. But the beginning of January in particular, next week, powerful insights through your dreams, connecting or getting answers through the subconscious, or just having sudden, I don't know where it came from, but intuition is very powerful. You see, like, intuitively know, and this is your guardian higher self or whatever talking to you through this 12th house of the invisible worlds, plus allowing you to release those pains. So to complete things, to complete something now in January, something that you've been working for some time, completing it behind the scenes. 12th house is hidden, you know, and releasing it doesn't mean like getting rid of it, but having not to worry about it, completing, ending something, and also learning to take it easy and to take a break. That's what this full moon illuminates for you. Gives you the fullness of these, the topics, the whole 2018 you can do. If you're Virgo, it's happening in your 11th house. That's the house of gains, profits. Good. So you can see the manifestation of some gain and awards and some kind of recognition. So you might actually have 2018, and even starting from the first 2 weeks of the whole January, because this full moon is then, that you make a resolution, or that some important final steps are completed that will lead you to some kind of recognition throughout the year, through some kind of gain, through some kind of material reward, or social economic reward is the 11th house. So it might be recognition from peers of a project that you have, or your audience, socially being accepted in the right place, being recognized for what you've achieved, or also materially being rewarded. It might be a bonus. I mean, you don't have to win a Nobel Award or become a PhD. The 11th house rules all those things. Winning such awards, getting a title of honor, recognition, getting a bonus. It might be something small as, you know, socioeconomic rewards. As that 2018, you can publish out a book that comes to the public, the 11th house, that is, and sees the fruition, the full manifestation of it. So something that you bring out to the public eye, to be 11th house, very public, where you're being appraised by peers and by society, and you're being rewarded for that or not rewarded, you know, if, you know, depending how well they appraise that. So that can be a year where there's certain bonuses, where they can, and 2018 January in particular, to make some emotional realization or conclusions, or there are certain developments that allow you to see how 2018 can bring certain gains and certain profits, certain recognitions, titles and honors, plus the 11th house is friends. So there might be the decision or emotional realization of who your true friends are, and you can make an emotional decision to build much more lasting emotional connections with friends, and to release, because it's a full moon, it's also about releasing things, about releasing such and social connections that are no longer needed for you, but you do it in a very healing way, in a way that is smooth. It doesn't create like fights with those friends. It's a grand trine in water. Or to heal yourself from certain social if you are defaced somehow socially, you can heal yourself from that this January. You can release some of that pain, or to heal some friendship as well, possibility as well for that. 11th house rules that, or to let go of some pain in regards to friendship. Okay, and also it's long-term goals, socioeconomic goals. They can be the fulfillment of some long-term goal of you, 2018 or January, when the full moon happens. In particular, the fulfillment, seeing the final results of some kind of socioeconomic goal in your life, seeing the fruition of it, the full manifestation of it, and if, of course, depending on your previous efforts, the results will be relevant to it. If you are Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, then it's happening in your 10th house. Well, you can see the fruition of your career. You can see the full manifestation of something to do with your career now in January. Some of you might get like a call back, oh, you got this job. Or some of you might get a call back like, we want to promote you, or we want to offer you a new position. Or some might get a realization that this is what career I want to do. It's been building up inside of them, and now they have like this projector shining line on this dark spot in their life, and they're like, aha, intuitively they know what they have to do in their career, or what they need to do. The 10th house is our worldly actions and responsibilities in the world, so it's usually manifests through our career. If you're not working, it manifests through your worldly responsibilities that you have. And somehow you become aware of what your needs in regards to your career are, because it's happening in Cancer, and that you need to create some kind of more not family, but more emotional connections with through your career. That it's not just about getting and being on top, but it's about creating emotional connections there, emotional bonding, that it's also whatever you're doing career-wise in your worldly actions is emotionally satisfying for you. You're going to have a strong realization and decision for 2018 to hold on to emotionally be connected. How do I say? To the call of your heart is Cancer, and in the 10th house, this full moon is you can fulfill the big call for happiness of your heart and fulfill a big need through your worldly responsibilities and through your career. And as I said, taking an approach, a more feminine approach to your career, looking what the available opportunities are, rather than going and fighting there to get it and competing with others. No, it's you're clever, you wait out, you're receptive, you're polite, you're nurturing, you're caring, you show emotional involvement with your career, and that's how you can progress. And also, you might decide to release something from your career, which is no longer, because it's not emotionally satisfying for you. But you can see, as I said as well, starting from next week and 2018, a fruition of your career, the full potential, full moon. And there might be some healing of past negative reputation influences, 10th house, healing of that, ability to heal your reputation. If you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it's happening in your 9th house, this full moon. Well, it can be a powerful realization, emotionally based on your goals. And 9th house again rules the future, and your vision and ideal for the future. So it can be powerfully illuminated now. You might get like, you being Scorpio might be like, I feel inspired. I know what I have to do. I feel inspired. I know what's going to give meaning to me and what's going to give purpose. All of a sudden there is this powerful attunement to this. Plus, if you've been lacking inspiration or motivation, the 9th house rules all inspiration, all this much energy that flows from our higher self towards us. And there is this powerful grand trine happening there. They can be like restarting your kind of your network, how do I say, wiring inside. So it's almost like God can pour through this 9th house, through the full moon, juices of inspiration into your life that are very healing. If they've been blocked, they can start unblocking them. You can develop God can speak to you now, and actually goddess, because it's full moon, it's a female energy, can speak to you through intuitions, through inspirations, through visions. 9th house, very prophetic. can just come like feeling fire in yourself and feeling knowing what you have to do, or it can come through some kind of counselor, or you start on the TV and you hear something that gives you an idea of what your goals and what your purpose and meaning will be for the future. So watch out for those, the start of 2018, those messages from above. Plus you can see to full fruition and to manifest to the full potential possible in 2018, starting from January already. Matters connected to higher education, to pre-qualification, changing your, studying something new to change your career, something to PhDs, or like getting accepted to universities and things like that. You can see the results of that. Also, anything to do with foreign documents and papers of any sort, and foreign travel and relocations, 9th house rules, all those things. Another thing I wanted to say for Scorpio in particular is that the in your sign is extremely powerful, the start of 2018 now, of January, because Mars and Jupiter are joining together, and they actually this week they're very close together, and towards the end of the week they do the conjunction, and that's a very auspicious wealth bringing combination. Jupiter is opportunity, Mars is acting. So opportunities will come to you, Scorpios, and you act on them, and you feel very empowered, you feel very driven to act, by the way. And not only that, but this full moon is also giving you the intuition, so your actions are not just stupid, so that they're not just disruptive, and that your actions they'll flow because of this grand trine, and they'll re-inspire your whole life. I think it's a very auspicious week for you, Scorpios in particular, and the whole month of January. There'll be new opportunities to you coming in your sign, and you'd act on them, and you'd act in a way that is smooth, that is not disrupting, that is that invigorates your whole life and brings inspiration to you. So this, together with Cancer, I think you're the most blessed signs this week and the whole 2018. Don't forget that this full moon indicates, and the start of the year indicates how the rest of the year will be. Any little start contains within it and inklings and signs for the rest of the year. So your year will be, I'd say, full of initiatives, full of opportunities, Jupiter, and full of clever actions and intuitive actions that take you in the right place at the right time. And inspirations, because of the full moon in your 9th house, you're inspired by higher purpose and meaning. If you're Sagittarius, this is happening in your 8th house. And the full moon is happening in your 8th house. Plus, it's making a grand trine in your 12th house and your 4th house. These are feeling houses, emotional houses, subconscious houses. There is healing on a deep emotional level happening. Releasing of past, there is releasing of pain. This full moon is allowing you. There is stronger realizations of your needs on an emotional level for you. Stronger, basically, your feelings are so much more powerful and so much more healing that you can, especially 8th house rules traumas, and it's more difficult things that it rules traumas, pains from the past. It's connected to things that have emotional control over us, that we can be manipulated through, that we give our power to shadow side of the horoscope, the shadow side of us. So there's healing happening there. The healing water of the grand trine of Cancer is washing there. The Holy Spirit is washing those darker energies, so to speak. And you can have a powerful realization through the beam of light of the full moon in the 8th house of what is this that has more power over you, and you might have a decision to release it in 2018, whether it's an obsession, whether it's a person. And you not only have to fight to release it, you're not going to have to fight. It's going to happen naturally, that you let go of it, some pain, some hurt, some trauma, some resentment, some inner darker side of you that you don't like, that you can release naturally in 2018, starting from, or something that has more power of you, you can release it and let it go. Some resentment, some pain, some darkness, wash it off. This is what the full moon will allow you to do. And if you're passing through some trauma, if you've gone through some trauma recently, whether it's divorce, whether it's death, whether it's losing of a job, you know, again comes. Ability to let go of it and release it. Also, 8th house rules other people's resources, so there might be you might receive some support from another person, whether it's your husband getting a salary or a bonus or giving you a present, or whether it's a business partner coming up with a new idea that will make you more money throughout 2018, because the whole year starts with this full moon. So full moon is about seeing the full results, the manifestation of your 8th house, which is you receiving resources through others, you being able to manifest materially, because Cancer is a feminine sign. You don't go fighting for it, it comes to you. So kind of magnetically you can attract help and support from others. It can be moral, material, financial. So I would advise you actually the start of January, if you need support from someone, go and ask, you will receive it. Or actually you can be so magnetized that they come and offer it to you as well. And the whole 2018 others on the material financial level can be something, or money that comes to you through business partnerships or from investments that you've made, that you invested in someone's talent or in someone's idea or something. You can start giving back this year, because full moon is about seeing the results of something, manifestation, and the whole 2018 can be about that. If you're Capricorn, this is happening in your 7th house, relationships. This full moon can heal relationships, relationship hurts and pains from the past. It can heal, say you've been shamed or heartbroken or hurt. There is, and turn towards the universe. And even if you don't have to fight for it, somehow the universe will bring you the opportunities this year, starting from January already, to release that pain, to allow you to heal certain relationship, or if a relationship is in a bad state, to allow you to heal it again, you know. Plus you can see the fulfillment and the fruition of a relationship. You might have been, you know, say dating someone, and now January and the whole 2018 later on, it can indicate that fullness. So taking it from boyfriend, girlfriend to living together, or taking it from boyfriend, girlfriend to getting married or getting engaged, something fruitions, or you illuminate it and you receive clarity. That's what full moon is. You receive clarity about some dark spot in regards to your relationship. Something wasn't clear to you in regards to a business person or personal relationship. Now it becomes clear to you. Also, full moon is about deciding to release something, but in a way that heals you, that is not disruptive, that is liberating as well. To liberate you from unnecessary thing. And this full moon, as I said, is the most healing, beautiful one. So you're releasing pain, but you might be releasing certain partnerships that are no longer necessary from you, and releasing certain aspects of your relationship. It doesn't have to be a whole person that you release, but certain aspects of how you do business partnerships or personal relationships. And it can give you also the fruition, like you can see the results of some business partnerships, the fruits of it. You can see, you can you can create fruition and the fullness of some relationships, that you see the results of you having worked on some relationship or agreement or contract or business deals. The 7th house rules those things as well. It's not only about personal relationships, it's about agreements between you and others, and business deals and exchanges between you and client or something like that. You can see the fruition and the fullness of that and the results of it. Okay. And then if you're Aquarius, it's happening in your 6th house. Well, they can be powerful emotional realizations in regards to something to do with your health. And they might be happening already, but the whole 2018, it's almost like there is a spotlight, a flashlight on your health, and you're being asked to examine what is emotionally undermining your health, what is what you're not doing enough to take care and self-nurture yourself, that is reflecting immediately also on your health. And your well-being. Are you not nurturing enough, that you take a walk every day, that you move a little bit, that you eat healthy, that you have some routine. So you might make an emotional decision to actually manifest this to more fuller extent. And these feelings will stay with you the whole 2018. This full moon powers those powerful feelings through you for the whole 2018, so they can have more of enduring power, so you can do something in regards to your health. And it might be because it's a full moon in water sign, it's very healing. There might be some miraculous healing for some of you in regards to some health issue, psychological, emotional, or physical, that was out of balance, that is happening now in January. Or some powerful realization that you decide to manifest the fullness of your health this lifetime, this year, starting from January. And emotions involved. You might feel too emotional, say, because of that, but it spurs you to pursue to its fullness. Also, if you've been working on some projects, 6th house is also work. And daily routines, and you might have like a powerful emotional realization that you want to put more order in your life this year, or that you might want to put more cleanliness, more order, more routine of some sort, to keep you grounded and to ground your emotions and to allow you to stabilize your emotions as well, and to stabilize your whole life, family life as well. But it rotates around duties and responsibilities that you can bring to fruition this year. You can see the full manifestation of, and that you emotionally dedicate yourself to put more order, more purification in your life, more organization, more routines, more health routines as well. And it's also your work. You might have been working, and full moons are about you seeing results of something. You might have been working on some project or something, and now it really flows. You see the results of that work. You see the completion of that project, and you do the final touches of it now in January. You're completing something. You're manifesting something that you've been working on for the last 6 months, or the last year and a half, or the last 2.5 years. Going back to previous new moons in Cancer, when they started, some possibly around that time, some project that you've been working on behind the scenes, so you can put final touches on it, or just something you've been working behind the scenes that you can complete it now. Okay, and also there might be 6 houses. There indicates enmities, competition. There might be the completion of such things. Anything that annoys you and upsets you and distracts you and teases you, or competes with you, can be something that you have powerful realization about and emotional healing about, and you release it from your life. Okay, so final sign, Pisces. Sorry, you're always last. I promised someone that I'll start predictions with the sign that it's currently in power, like Capricorn, but I keep forgetting. So Pisces, it's happening in your 5th house, this full moon. There might be the final realization of putting like a spotlight, like a projector on your love life, 5th house, on your heart chakra, and on your children as well, and your creative endeavors. So how can it play out? For example, you might be completing, and full moons are about completing something, seeing the final results of something. You might be completing some creative project, or some project that is like a baby to you, something that you're passionate about. It's not like a duty that's given to you from work. It's something that you're passionate about, that you developed as a project. It might be your own business, but you might be completing something and seeing the full results of it. And that's not only the start of January, this can be the whole 2018, because we start the year with that. So you might be seeing the results of some creative endeavor in your life, the results of some completion of something you've been you're passionate about, and seeing it manifest, just like the moon, it gives the full results of something, the full moon, manifesting in a material way in you, in your life. Plus, there might be illumination and kind of, I understand now that why you're doing something in a certain way in your love life. Why in this 2018 you can have powerful intuitive realization starting from the first week of 2018. Why it is what you're doing right or wrong in regards to your love life, and you can heal that because it's triggered by this healing water starting the first week of January. Actually, the whole January, there can be powerful healing happening in your love life, in your heart chakra, in your ability to give generously to others, to open yourself to others, to, you know, and when your heart chakra is open, which is the 5th house, you keep, you know, it gives out and you keep attracting love from others and the right kind of love, romantic relationships as well. So there might be some powerful realizations or some secret coming to the surface connected to your love life, or some realization of healing of some sort as well. And also with children, relationship with children and students is the 5th house, can be healed, can be much more smoother. They can be releasing of pain in regards to that. You might have lost a child or whatever. You might have a pain and in regards of not being able to have children or something, or your children, there might have been some fight there that you're able to heal it now in January. So invoke and set your intentions for healing anything to do with children, anything to do with reproduction, anything to do with creating something out of yourself. And you can see manifestation of those topics in 2018. Also, January can be very powerful to get pregnant if you want, or for something to come to fruition in the life of your child. Maybe they achieve some project, they achieve something that gladdens you, or you see the results of their actions on something they've been working for some time, or some kind of a completion that's coming in their life. And 2018 throughout can be a period when you and your children can have, you realize what the needs of your children are more. You emotionally bond more with your children because of this full moon starting the beginning of the year. And not only with your children, but with your lovers, to understand what you need to do to bond more emotionally in a romantic relationship. And also the 5th house is your own creative ideas. You know, you can have a lot of healing through joining a drama class or some creative activity that you do that allows you not only to heal your own feelings, but allows you to create better romantic relationships and better flow of joy in life, because the 5th house rules our childlike joy in life. So healing that inner child is happening, and it might reflect by your children as well, in an outer way. Seeing completions and manifestations in regards to your creative activities, in regards to romantic experiences as well, and in regards to how you're getting joy out of life, how you're spreading joy, and how you are yourself childlike joy. There can be healing of that and allowing you to feel this the beginning of January more, and the whole 2018. So that's my 2018 insight for every sign. Based on how the year is starting with this powerful full moon. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your patience. And do check out all the webinars that we have for 3 more days or 4 more days that are on sale, because it's going to be at least a year before I do this sale again. And thank you so much. I'm wishing you a fantastic 2018. Hope you remember my advice, how to do it best. And I love you.